Hey everybody, so who here incorporates medical astrology, planetary pathology, and astro-diagnosis into their practice? That's what I thought. And let me explain to you why we're so hesitant to do so. Everything in life is about balance, right? So I prefer holistic healthcare providers. I have a chiropractor. I have a practitioner that has a small practice in Oriental medicine, Chinese medicine. I have a lymphatic drainage specialist. I have an acupuncturist. However, I do have a primary mainstream medical doctor that I visit only when I have to, honestly, but at least once every 2 to 3 years for all my female fun stuff, right? But prime example, a couple years ago, I fractured my thumb moving a couch. So obviously, I wasn't going to call my acupuncturist or pull up my medical planetary chart and see which gemstone I should be carrying around with me. No. I went to my primary, got a referral to an orthopedic, and I seen an orthopedic doctor. And so I think the reason we're so hesitant about doing medical astrology is because there needs to be balance, right? And sometimes there's a lack of balance, and that can be scary. No practitioner wants to feel responsible for somebody not seeking medical attention from a mainstream medical doctor if it's needed. However, I have decided to offer two medical astrology charting options going forward. One is for metabolism. I think metabolic charting is important, especially if you're on a weight loss journey or a weight gain journey. I actually used my medical charting, doing metabolic charting, to lose over 100 pounds in 1 year. So it works. It gives you some really great insight. I don't know if people are aware of how much Mars plays in our metabolism, our calories, our weight gain issues. The North Node too. Your North Node is hereditary disease. It's inflammation. It's growths like tumors. But it's a lot of different things, but that also plays into imbalances with weight maintenance. So I am offering the metabolic health astro charting along with remedies. So that is up and running. And I also decided to take the dive. I am doing surgical date charting. That's another big one. Back when I had Madison 27 years ago, my gallbladder went to hell. And my grandmother at the time, using tonics from medical astrology, was able to help me prevent having surgery. I probably should have had the surgery, but I didn't. She healed me. So anyways, over the years, I've had maybe 2 or 3 situations where I've had to actually go to an ER to get a shot of Toradol, but I think it's called Toradol. I could be wrong, but it's like a really strong anti-inflammatory that stops the OD sphincter when you're having a gallbladder attack. But the tonics have kept me from having surgery, and I actually feel like at this point it has been healed. It's been many years since I've had to go in for intervention. And I did use medical astrology for that. So I've held on to and healed injured gallbladder for all these years by doing health charting and following the remedy protocols because it was right there in my medical chart. So the surgery is, I guess, what I'm getting to. I was able to prevent having surgery. And one of the reasons is one of my first surgery dates that they recommended was while the moon was transiting the body, the planet that controls that body part, which is a big no-no. It's best to have surgery when Mars is sextile or trine the planet or aspects that represent or are interconnected to that body part, that organ, that procedure. And I just didn't have that, so there was no way my grandma was going to let me have surgery. Anyway, the point is, the other offering for medical astrology is surgical procedures. Looking at what the surgical procedure is and the best times by looking at your transits and other aspects of your chart that you should probably have that done and when you absolutely should not have it done. So both those chart options are on our Etsy. They're on our main website. They've been very beneficial to me, my family, my friends. And I am rolling it out now to all of you because I know a lot of us don't like to do the medical astrology, but I am going out on a limb here because it has been so profound in my life, my daughter Madison's life. If you remember, she had a performance arts incident a couple years ago where her face actually started on fire, and as you can see, she healed perfectly, no scars, no issues. That was part medical astrology. So anyway, hit me up if you have questions. I'm more than happy to chat about it. Just know that I'm very busy this time of year, so it might be a hot minute before I get back to you. Stay magical.